Thank you everybody for watching this video. Push the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and push that notification bell. It will help us tremendously to grow this channel. We have a bunch of stuff coming out for you, the fans, unique content, so please stay tuned. Some people might see your face, right? And they'll be like, I've seen this guy somewhere. I've seen him somewhere, somehow, maybe on Netflix. And I saw you on Netflix. And during, I was watching this documentary called Highland, and Highland is about the cannabis culture and the legalization of cannabis and the history of cannabis in Thailand. And now Thailand is slowly getting the medicinal, marijuana to, is it legalized now or?
Medically speaking, it's relaxed and considered.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, how did you end up on that documentary? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people watched it that you probably didn't tell anybody about,
I didn't.
And they probably calling you. So talk about how you ended there.
Okay, well, it's a long story, but I'll try to condense it as I can, man. So, my background, like I'm no cannabis expert, right? But I'm no cannabis expert. But I was introduced to cannabis through high school. Actually, in all honesty, I got injured when I was young, and I severed 4 of my ligaments. I was handicapped basically for a year.
What?
Like a window freak accident, like here. And my 4 fingers were I couldn't move 4 of my fingers. I'm right-handed, So I was basically casted and immobilized for a few months. And when I was free from the cast, I couldn't extend my hand. I was like crippled a little. I was kind of crippled. Lost all my muscle. I was in the shape of my life back then, like high school, 15, 16 years old, just growing up, doing judo, playing rugby. I was ripped, man. I was ripped. And then this thing happened, and I kind of like lost all of my built-up background, and I was introduced to cannabis for during my rehabilitation. And basically, as I got introduced to it, I was able to rehabilitate myself more efficiently. Like, I'd be scared to like extend my arm and so on, and like using cannabis kind of like helped me working through just re-stretching my arm and regaining confidence in it and so on. And so I really attributed like a positive mindset and understanding to cannabis since a long time. I abused it also, and kind of learned how to respect it. And by the time I was in university, I had gone through all of that I just mentioned, and it was back in the days where California was just legalizing. I think it was medical use back then, not recreational use yet, but it was, it was a big thing. And I was in international business class, and we had like an assignment, and it was like, find something that's working, find something that works, that's going on abroad that would work here in Thailand. Thailand being an agricultural-based economy, and me being kind of like a cannabis head back then, I was like, yo, look at them going, like, this shit used to be grown here, back in Vietnam War, like, it's no secret, like, it was a big thing. It was opium, cannabis were like export commodities. If you were born in the region, you understand the history of the Vietnam War and what was kind of like going on and so on. Anyways, details aside, I was joking with my friend in class, and I was like, yo man, we're gonna do cannabis. And my friend was like, what are you talking about? It's legal over there. This is exactly what they're asking us to do. It's to find something that's functioning abroad that would work here. And so we went on with it, and I dug and researched and did the academics, did the research about it, and man, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do cannabis here in Thailand, medical cannabis, and it's gonna be fun, and this is gonna be the assignment. And as I dug down through the questions that were structured in the assignment, I slowly learned more about it and was convinced that this would be economically viable. In fact, it's an economic bomb for the country, integrated industrially, it could be, you could do so many things, from construction, from construction material to textile to bioplastic to fuel to fucking medicine and so on, food and medicine, cosmetic and so on. The emperor wears him, Jack Herod did the research. There's a bunch of stuff about it online. I'm no expert. I just kind of crazed about it and compiled a bunch of stuff and made this assignment. During this assignment, I dug into the history of Thailand and cannabis and kind of connected this and that. Met a bunch of people that were kind of pioneering the idea of doing something in Thailand. It was this company called Thai Cannabis Corporation back in the day. It was run by a guy called Don Lan, American dude. He was based in Khon Kaen or something, northeast Thailand. Anyways, I saw this website and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This guy doing cannabis in Thailand. I'm doing this research and I just kind of I wanted to get in touch with him to get more info, and that's what I did. And that guy ended up introducing me to a bunch of other people, and I ended up traveling to Chiang Mai, going to the university, the royal projects, just visiting stuff here and there. It was a crazy story. I met Canadian couple, old people that had 1,000 plant license back in Canada, that were advocate and cultivars, and fucking Rob Cox, I think that's his name, a big guy from the cannabis scene in America. He wrote a bunch of books about it, academic books. He studied I don't remember the name for it, but basically the relationship between cultures and plants. And his thing was ancient cultures use this stuff for different things and so on and so on. And just another expert that I met during the time that I was working, that I was researching, and ended up trying to push for this in Thailand back then when it was still taboo. And one of the biggest names that I've met, that I befriended, is a guy called Alan Dronkers. If you know, the Dronkers family is basically the people behind Sensi Seeds, the hemp hash marijuana museum in the Netherlands, and this hemp giant company called Hempflax. They're huge. They're very big. You can do your own research. But anyways, this guy is married to he's got a Thai wife. He's got 2 halfies like myself, based here in Thailand on Koh Samui. Long story short, Dutch guy, passionate about this, also trying to push for things to go ahead in Thailand and so on. And yeah, just meeting all these people kind of landed me in a position of okay, I'm the Thai guy who can speak English, and kind of trying to push for bringing in expertise into Thailand to help push for the local development of the industry and whatnot. And yeah, man, this one thing led to another. Met these people, those people, and ended up working with this Thai crew that is named Highland. So Highland crew is basically a guy called Guy, called Guide. Okay, this guy named Guide that he's fully Thai, okay, like born and raised Thai. But he went to the States to study somehow. I don't remember all the details, but that's when he was introduced to cannabis, and he was like, "Yo, this is like you guys are using it like for medical reasons, and it's helping you guys." Sad story a little, but yeah, his parents both suffered from cancer, then passed. Condolences to him, but that sparked something in him. You know, he was like, "Yo, okay, my parents had to do chemotherapy, they were suffering. Fuck that. These people are smoking weed, having a good time, laughing, living and coping with these, you know, serious diseases in a way that is much more humane." And that kind of like inspired him to like start a Facebook page, and he would translate stuff that we see on Facebook, you know, like memes and this and that, into Thai to educate the people. And anyways, yeah, we kind of like all gathered around this idea of, you know, pushing for Thailand to accept cannabis. And yeah, man, like they're now like, yeah, advising the government and whatnot. They have projects going on here and there. But thing is, like, guy ended up calling me one day and like, "Yo, we got this coconut TV people. They want to do a documentary. Can you go and tell them what's up?" And they basically sent me as the ambassador to the Coconut TV studio, where I met the crew that wanted to do this documentary named Highland, named after the page that Guide had launched. And now they have like 100,000 people, followers. They're doing really good. But yeah, I was sent there to basically brief the Coconut TV crew about where we were at, what was happening, and where things were going. And so that's how I got into the documentary.
Is it wild to you that now it's like legal, medicinal use is legal?
No, man,
It's not.
I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not wild. It's finally, you know. I'm not actively involved with it anymore, but I'm at peace with it, and I'm happy that it's actually going ahead, because it only makes sense, man. So
You
yeah.
played a huge part, man. If you didn't go to Highland for them, or not Highland, if you didn't go to Coconut TV for them, that documentary might have never happened.
Nah, they would have happened, might be different. I played a part.
You played a part.
I played a part. Thank you for the creds, but like, yeah, man, like, I'm happy I did my part, you know, and I'm still kind of like involved a bit, you know, I'm not gonna lie, but just like from the back, you know.
You're focused on fighting.
Now I just want to fight, man. Fuck it. I don't want to do the politics. I don't want to do the business presentation. I'm kind of over it. I still have the entrepreneur spirit in the back of my mind that that lurks in and kind of pokes me every now and then. But now my focus is on fighting. If I can do something on the side in the future, yeah, why not? You know, but I'm not gonna chase for it. You know, there's a lot of skilled people, passionate people, obsessed people with the means to do it that are doing it. So let them do it. You know, I'll just stick to what I'm good at right now and just keep choking people out. You know, I got tired to deal with people, man. Like, I grew up in Bangkok. You know, half French, half Thai, third culture kid. You know, I'm not really Thai. I'm not really French. I'm kind of like an international kid. Mm-hmm. You know, I was blessed with many things, but also cursed with a bunch of others. I did a bunch of things that made me who I am. You know, some things that aren't. It's not always good thing. You know, and yeah, I play my part however I can. You know, I try to bridge things when I can, but I can't force things onto anybody. And I've always been rebellious. You know, I got kicked out of school, long story short. Like, I don't really like to conform with the system. I've always wanted to be a martial artist. I grew up watching WWE, fucking arm barring my cousins, tears. We would play like PlayStation game and, you know, like, just WWE. I was obsessed with that since a young age. I did judo from 7 to 14. It doesn't really, it built certain like base for me to become the individual that I am. Then I played rugby in high school. I like contact sport, and I always wanted to do like something with martial arts. I picked up Muay Thai when I was 14 because I was getting bullied and whatnot. And when I grew up after the injury, like I was partying a lot, just just making a fool out of myself in high school, and one day it hit me, like the people around you, they'll feed off you and get what they want, but it's a selfish world. It's a with high competitivity, and people will discard you when they don't need you. And I kind of realized that then, because I was expecting a lot out of the people, and I realized that people would stab you in the back whenever they could. So I had to find something that I wanted to nurture and push for. And it was through like army training, like doing the Thai reserves and doing Muay Thai, that I kind of like found my peace, through violence. In a way, I wanted to join the army. I wanted to become a French mercenary and just get away of society. I once I wanted to join the French Foreign Legion. I was 17, a little like burned out from like high school heartaches and bullshit. And I was like, yeah, fuck this. Just give me a gun and a bunch of guys that are willing to die by my side, and I'm kind of happy with that. And one thing led to another, and I was like, okay, I'll consider like the Thai way. I'll do studies, do business. Maybe I can serve more than just kill people that don't really need to die, and not be a part of like the problem, and try to contribute in my own way using the cards that I was given in a more wise manner. And man, that's how I became the person that I am today. Like, okay, try to play both sides, be diplomatic about it, and try to push for things that will benefit not only me but the society in the future. But I got tired of it. Now I just want violence. So yeah, I found peace through violence. Like the army mentality, I carried into the gym, like training multiple times per day, bettering myself. And the kind of special force mentality, staying ready, just training. That's why I'm doing. That's why I'm getting good at what I'm doing, because I'm obsessively trying to better myself every day, I guess, and anybody could do it. If I can do it, man, you can come back from a wicked teenage and redeem yourself. It's never too late. And yeah, if you can believe it, you can achieve it, but you have to stay committed and work hard for it.